It's been about a week since Nangong Yu's come out, and I've been having the most difficult time trying to figure out how I want to express the opinions that I have. Now, in the CE server, I was really excited about the character, and I still am excited about the character, but CE server was like, wow, this character's cracked. Like, there's so many things she can do. And then I kept playing. Then I made the guide, and the guide came out, and shout out to you guys for enjoying the guide. I'm glad you like the new direction that I kind of took that guide. It was really different, but it kind of worked out. But anyway, point being is that I took a different direction, and with that direction I started to dig a little bit more into the character. So I learned a lot so that I could teach you guys a lot and break down those things into a more simple understanding. And now after the guide, right, so like once the guide was finished and it took like a good couple days or a week to edit or something like that, during that process of me not doing anything, I was constantly working for the kill. And so the kill being like a 65k run with Angels of Delusion, and that didn't stop at Angels of Delusion. I worked on it with AOD, I worked on it with Miyabi, I worked on it with Alice, I worked on it with Jane, I worked on, like, I went across the board. Needless to say, right, or rather all of that to say, I believe Nangong Yu is a mistake.
Are you tired of losing? Are you tired of losing those 50-50s to bullshit? Well, don't worry, big dog, I got just the deal. Let me show you a popular website that helps gamers buy more for less. Not only can you score games for less, but they've also gotten a partner top-up services, meaning you can buy your pulls cheaper too.
Oh, that's nice.
On top of that, Aniba offers something else I haven't seen any other site do: a 10% cash back with each purchase. Now I get cheaper pulls and my money back. But wait, there's more. Using my link in the description box will get you all set up to start saving more money today. Now get out there and go pull that new character.
I haven't said this, or I haven't felt this way since Miyabi. That's not fair. I did say that Ye Wang was a mistake, but not for the same reasons. Ye Wang is a mistake because they made her a mistake. They made her so cracked out of her mind that it'd be impossible for this character to fall off anytime in the foreseeable future. But Miyabi was an unforeseen mistake. They made that character, and they're like, wow, this is crazy awesome, we love it. And then more advanced players got a hold of that character, and they're like, wait a minute, we didn't know she could do that. And the developers are sitting there in their room, that wasn't supposed to be a thing. So then they started doing all of the kinds of crazy stuff to soft nerf Miyabi, right? Now we have Nangong Yu, and Nangong Yu is doing the same thing. Now the difference, and this is mostly because I've asked the developers directly, or at least the connect to the developers, they wanted Nangong Yu to be this way. They designed her with combos in mind, or some type of combo in mind. They designed her to be able to stun fast and be able to dish out her own forms of damage through anomaly. Like all the different things that Nangong Yu has packed into her kit, they made her this way. The application though, like how they went about doing that, how the player is going to use Nangong Yu to do that, I don't think they had that in their plans. So now we're here a week after, but we've had Nangong Yu for almost a month, relatively speaking, because CE server and then the previous betas, and now we have live server. So I'd give it like 3 to 4 weeks, right? About 3 to 4 weeks after the character's already come out, we are still discovering brand new stuff. Literally last night, we were in there going for the kill against, I was gonna say Vesper, but Vesper wasn't the one in the previous one. It was Fiend. We were just going for the kill. Oh, no, Pompey, my bad, versus Pompey. And we discovered some Pompey specific tech that now we're testing it versus other bosses. And it does work so far against other bosses, so I wouldn't say that it's Pompey specific. But point being is that we discovered brand new things versus Pompey that have not been featured in other, I guess, like guides or Pompey videos, just because of so much testing that we're trying to do to figure out like, yo, how do we get the kill at M0? And, oh, that's crazy. We didn't know we could do that. It's a wonderful thing. So like this video is definitely going to be off the cuff. Okay, guys, so bear with me on that one. I apologize in advance because it took me a while, and I still don't know how to express this without sounding like a Debbie Downer, but I don't want it to be like a negative Nancy thing. Okay, guys, I want you to understand that I personally like Nangong Yu a lot. So everything that she has, I'm here for it. However, we've seen where the developers go, like how they answer the community's qualms, if you will, where when Anomaly was too strong and attack wasn't so strong, hey man, we don't like this. And then community starts going in an uproar. Okay, we'll nerf Anomaly. Like some way we'll fix up Anomaly, which ended up turning into like, let's just kind of soft nerf Miyabi, if you will, but we're here now. Anyway, let me kind of run you through this and try to express my like firm opinions about this character now. Like these are my final impressions on this character. Oh my gosh. Okay, so coming out of the gate, one of my issues, or rather my biggest issue when it comes to Nangong Yu, is the fact that she is a single character that fulfills the roles of multiple roles, right? Or multiple characters, multiple classes, whatever you want to consist of. She has the bloom damage from Vivian, which at this current point in time, a bloom damage is not solo to Vivian. A few other characters deal with a bloom damage now, and it kind of feels like maybe the developers are trying to push a bloom into this new direction, at least for the first half of 3.0. If I had to take a guess, where a bloom is going to be a new damage type, or rather worked on damage type, if you will. And to be fair, we've seen them do things like this with Aftershock, albeit I do believe they failed Aftershock. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. They went from having a really cool mechanic when they introduced Soldier Zero Ambi with the whole Aftershock gimmick, and then that completely got retconned or negged into anything off field that happens to be some extra stuff. And turns out it's just dumb, because we don't have another Aftershock DPS. We just have other characters, I guess Orphe too, right? But she's still off field. We have other characters that do this damaging type off field, and usually it's not from a damaging character. Again, Orphe is the exception here. And so like, if you were looking at Aftershock as like, hey, is Aftershock a mechanic that you could form an actual team comp around? Like, is it an archetype? The answer to that question is no. The only one that does it is Sambi, and Sambi falls under the class of an attack type character. So you would still just look at her as a crit type DPS or crit type damage, and you kind of just ignore her Aftershock. Like, it's a side effect, right? Like, oh yeah, I did my 1-2-3 combo, boom, lightning bolt, and then Aftershock damage. It's not really something that you take into consideration, especially if you're not playing her with Orphe, and vice versa. If you're playing something like Seed and you're not playing Orphe, or you're playing Seed and Orphe and you're not playing Sambi, then you're still only doing half of what you could be doing with both. So it's whatever. So with a bloom, now we're here with a bloom, and I feel like a bloom is getting where it wants to be. I won't speak on some of the future upcoming characters, but just know that I know a bloom is very centric forefront to some of the newer characters, or a new character, and what they have going on, which is awesome. I like that they're trying to push another damage type, especially something that we've had for a little bit that wasn't really focused on. And so now we're at this point where a character like Nangong Yu, who is primarily a stunner, she falls under the class of stun agent. She has a blooms, she has her own personal polarity disorders, and she's able to take advantage of actual disorders. Her anomaly proficiency is not weak. If we're comparing this to any other anomaly character in the game that is not, actually I lie, even with Miyabi, if you compare Nangong Yu's actual anomaly, right, like the stats you're looking to get, 300 plus AP or somewhere around 330, right? I've seen some of the more common build to having around 303, 305, maybe 310, and some of the builds that are higher up are having 330 to 350. Her attack stat is right where anomaly characters want to be, 2500 plus, give or take, when you know whatever your build is able to do. She's proficient, easily one of the best users of Phaethon's Melody, the 4-piece set, just like Vivian. That's her signature set, and now it's become Nangong Yu's signature set, even though Shining Aria is supposed to be both Aria's and Nangong Yu's signature set. So now we're here, we're like, that's just not the case. Phaethon's is the best set for both of them, especially when you don't include Mindscapes. And then doing her actual job, which is stunning, she stuns just as fast as Dailin, if not faster in some scenarios. And she applies buffs just like Yuzuha or any other support character in the game. She does everything in a single role. And if we're being fair, right, we did say the same thing with Dailin, right? Like we said, Dailin is like the epitome of a stun agent. My bad, microphone. She's the epitome of a stun agent. She's too good. She's too broken. She's cracked out of her mind, because she completely took random team comps that just don't work and made them 35k, 40k, whatever, because she allowed them to do things that they never had access to doing before. Free ultimates, stunning in 20 seconds instead of the usual 40 to 50 seconds, being able to build their resources within 20 to 30 seconds, depending on your rotation, right? Figuring that rotation out, the routing is the fun part of that. Being able to do that, she's able to take these characters and do stuff like that. And now we have Nangong Yu doing the exact same thing before Anomaly. And so some of you might be thinking, because I did get one of those comments in my guide video, which there's no like shame in feeling the way that you did. I felt that way for a long time. Anomaly agents typically have always been like, we don't need a stunner. All of our damage is outside of stun, and then when we do get inside of stun, it's not as important if we get 2 or 3 stuns, because we're gonna dish out a crazy amount of damage no matter what. We have a much stronger sustained form of damage versus the attack types or even rupture types that have damage in one single instance, one stun window, right? Nangong Yu basically gives you all of the power, like you keep the power of Anomaly, right? Sustained damage all the way through, and then I'm gonna give you the power power of everyone else. I'm gonna give you the power of the sustained crit DPS. I'm gonna give you the power of the sustained rupture DPS. I'm gonna give you the ability to basically do what Ye Xiongguang does without having Ye Xiongguang on your team. It's ridiculous. And when you compile all of this into one single character, do I hate it? No. Do I think it's a mistake? Absolutely. And I explained why earlier, just because the devs, bro, we've seen it. We know what they're gonna do. And I don't want to say we know they're gonna do it, but they've already done it, I think, twice now. It's more than likely they're gonna do the same thing with Nangong Yu. I don't know. And so like ultimately no one character should have access to all of this. And on top of that, right, now we get to a point where almost every single anomaly team is using Nangong Yu as a best in slot. If we just come through here, right, just for a second to look at what we have, I'm going to single out all of the anomaly agents real quick, and we're going to talk about who Nangong Yu benefits the most, or rather, you know, from top to bottom. And it's really easy for me to do. Does Nangong Yu benefit Arya? Absolutely. That's literally her #1 best in slot. Does Nangong Yu benefit Alice? Absolutely. That's also, you know, I don't want to say it's one of her best in slots, but when you consider the fact that most Alice players don't even run Alice with a secondary anomaly agent so that you can maximize the disorders, because Alice is really a disorder damaging type DPS, right? But like she does both, which you could do. When I say both, I mean like the standard hyper carry, if you want to call it that, with the just mono element, right? I only care about assaults, and then I will polarize off of my own assault or my partner's assault, right? You see a lot of people doing that where they'll run Alice, Trigger, and Yuzu and then just polarize off of their own assaults, right? You'll see them running Alice, Yuzu, and Astra, or Alice something Yuzu, right? Like they never really focus on the secondary anomaly type on the team. Whereas if you did, and this is why my favorite teams with Alice happen to be Alice Yanagi or Alice Bernice, because you're able to maximize off of both of them. And Alice Nagi, like Nagi honestly is just lacking power and the ability to build up her energy faster. If Nagi could get energy consistently the same way that other characters can do, that team or that combo would be absolutely destructive. It would be one of the most destructive anomaly comps in the entire game, because you're just disorder, polarity, disorder, whatever anomaly attribute counter trick. It's ridiculous. So anyway, point being, like, does she work with Alice? Yes. Miyabi, we've seen this time and time again. I have a dedicated video coming out for Miyabi and Nangong Yu. It's ridiculous. So yes, she absolutely works. And it's gotten to a point where the community is now saying, and I think they've been saying this since Nangong Yu was previewed or whatever, she brought Miyabi back up. Miyabi has always been a tier 0 DPS, but obviously Miyabi has been struggling with the hard counters or soft counters, the matchups that, you know, the developers designed so that she just doesn't like playing them. It's not as easy for someone who isn't a more technical Miyabi player to be able to do that. And then the less premium items you have, so no W engine, no M1, no M2, no partner, no M1 Astra, no M1 Yuzu, right? All of these different things that could apply to why your Miyabi is not able to crack that 25, 30, 35K, whatever you're looking for, right? M0 Miyabi, M0 Nangong Yu, doesn't matter if you have their engines, M0 Yuzu or Sokaku or Astra or Lucy, whatever you want to throw on the team, clearing, no more problems. Just by adding Nangong Yu to Miyabi teams, no more problems. They all magically go away, because Miyabi, honestly, I would probably argue that Nangong Yu is a better partner for Miyabi than Arya. Now I say that, and it's an argument. I'm not going to say like it's 100% confident true, because they're designed to work together, right? Arya and Nangong Yu. But when it comes to Miyabi, the reason I say that is because Miyabi is a character that works off of everything that attack type DPS have, and she benefits from everything that anomaly type DPS have. And so the ultimate Miyabi, right? When you look at a character like Miyabi and you're like, oh, how do you want to build her? Does she want a lot of crit damage? Not really. But if you end up getting a lot of crit damage, that's even better. Does she want high attack? Absolutely. Miyabi wants like 3,000 plus attack, right? If you can manage that. I know the common thing here is like 2,700 or something like that. You want your Miyabi to have like 3,000 plus attack, because she just benefits so much from everything. And anomaly and attack agents both benefit from a massive attack stat. And so crit rate, same thing, right? Does she want crit? Yeah, she wants 80% crit rate minimum if you can achieve that. You know what I mean? And then you kind of work from there. Does she want pin ratio? She doesn't want it, but it's absolutely beneficial to her, right? So like in a sense, you could say, yeah, she wants it. Does she want the ice damage bonus? Yeah, you could run ice damage bonus too, depending on your substats, right? It just kind of comes down to like what you're looking for. Her 2-piece set, you could do whatever the heck you wanted with these 2 pieces, right? Damn, that's a good 2-piece. Anyway, you could do whatever you wanted with these 2 pieces. You run 2-piece Woodpecker, 2-piece Astral, 2-piece Hormone, 2-piece Faith. That like you have so many different options when it comes to Miyabi. So giving her a character like Nangong Yu, who's like, hey, what do you want to do today, right? You go to the mall. What shop do you want to go to today? I don't know, all of them. All right, bet. Let's just go shopping around real quick. Boom, that's what she's doing, okay? Jane, Does Nangong Yu benefit Jane? Abso-freaking-lutely. Same thing that we had before, but I think the difference now is like you would essentially be using Nangong Yu in replacement or in place of Seth. I haven't fully tested it. I don't like that team. Like Jane, Seth, and Nangong Yu, I'm not the most confident in that team just because it's kind of like, why is Seth there, right? Like, yeah, he's going to give you the anomaly shield. He's going to help you with the anomaly build up res or build up boost. And he's going to be able to give you a little bit more of the anomaly proficiency, if I'm not mistaken. But Nangong Yu's already doing that, and she's helping you stun faster. So I guess if you want to like double lockdown, because you can do that with both Seth and Nangong Yu together, their interrupt is unstoppable. Nangong Yu already has some of the highest interrupt in the game just from her charged basic attacks, but adding Seth into that so you can mix it up, oh my god, it's like lockdown city. So like conceptually, I love it. Like gameplay wise, I also love that team. But when it comes to the actual power and like performance of the team, it's a little wonky, especially because of the double reverse quick assist. Yanagi and Nangong Yu absolutely works together. Go check out my boy Zenagi if you want to know more about just Yanagi overall, but absolutely they work together, right? Bernice, same thing. You literally see people running main DPS Bernice now with Nangong Yu, and they're cracking 40k in like anything that she fights. If it's resisted to fire, they're still cracking 31k. Like, it's ridiculous. Piper, I've showed this off. Yes, Piper and Nangong Yu absolutely work together. And then of course Grace, she loves Nangong Yu. So if you notice, what's the one character that I didn't name? Vivian. And this isn't even to say that they don't work together. It's just that it's a little redundant. If you try and play something like Piper, Nangong Yu, and then Vivian, it could work. It does work. I was able to get my 25k from both score departments of, either in game. So it works. But the way that it flows, the team itself is very dysfunctional. Nangong Yu is doing everything that Vivian wants to do, and she's doing it more consistently for a third of the cost when it comes to meter, right? The amount of meter that's required for Vivian to do what she wants to do, the amount of, I guess, like on-fielding that you want to do to make up for it when you don't have the constant quick assist from a character like Astra and the damage boost from a character like Astra or even Yuzuha. Nangong Yu is doing it all on her own. The Blooms, I'm doing that. The disorders, I'll take care of that. The anomaly buildup, I literally have it in my guide. I taught you guys, like, it's guaranteed elites and below. Bosses, I think you need like 2 rounds of it, but she builds up her own anomaly so fast. Boom, boom, EX skill, boom, boom, crush. You're getting that pop, corruption. So I build anomaly just as fast, sometimes faster, depending on what you're fighting, than Vivian. And I'm doing equal or more damage throughout the entire fight. It's kind of ridiculous. So you ask yourself, why would I use Vivian now? And so a lot of people are looking at like, oh, Nangong Yu just replaces Vivian. And I can't even argue that she doesn't, because she kind of does. Nangong Yu is nutty, guys. And I was gonna make like a should you pull. I might still do that because, there are some last minute people, but guys, Nangong Yu is to the point where like you would have to fight me for me to tell you Nangong Yu is not a must pull for anomaly teams. If you play anomaly at all, if you're an anomaly main, if you play the characters, if you have 3 out of 5,000 anomaly units, Nangong Yu is a must pull. I don't care how you get her. I don't care when you get her, preferably now, because Promeia is going to come out and you guys are going to be mad, but whatever. Pull Nangong Yu. That is what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm trying to say, because she shouldn't be allowed to do what she does, but she does. Even guys, even the little things with the combos that I showed you guys and like going over that. Why does that work? How do you do that? Why would you even think of a combo, right? With the, I guess like the most basic one that a lot of you guys should be more familiar with, like the bread and butter that I would say everybody should know with Nangong Yu. EX skill into charge attack 2 into charge attack 3, or charge attack 1, charge attack 2, EX skill, charge attack 3. Some variation of being able to combine your EX skill with your charge attack, right? Just doing that alone, entire anomaly bar filled up. Stun meter, you can see me when and I'll try and put a clip in here so you see it. I'm literally stunning from 60 to 100 just from that combo alone, not including my ult. If I include my ult, then I don't even have to do half of that stuff. I do like ult in 1 charge attack and then I'm getting stunned, right? With whatever the ult combo is that I'm doing for Nangong Yu. And you combine that with whatever you got going on, Suna, or your main DPS. If you wanted to play her with Vivian, you could do that too. With Yanagi and the disorders, like there's so many different combinations you can do. When I say this character has quite literally some of the most amount of optimization when it comes to what we've been doing in Zenless Zone 0, Nangong Yu is up there. The routing that we've seen with this character, how each boss seems to be different. And it's wonderful because her B&Bs, her combos, the combos aren't really changing, right? Like you don't have to learn 47 different combos per matchup. Like some of them, yeah, they're more beneficial than others depending on what you got going on. But do you need to learn them? No. You just got to learn the routing. Even with her, let me see if I can show it to you guys real quick. We're going to see if I can get this done here. You're going to see the little dots pop up. Okay, the dance prowess. And why I want to show this off, just for a quick second. We're gonna stun this enemy, okay? Look at that, corrupted. Corrupted, just like that. All right, so he's stunned, right? And I now have dancing prowess. Did you know that we have combos that do things? Okay, she wasn't supposed to do that. She's supposed to do this into that. And you're probably like, what did you even do? You can quick swap. Okay, and it's like, oh man. I'm trying to think of like how to explain it. So maybe I have to slow it down. Okay, whenever Nangong Yu gets dance prowess, right? She'll do charge attack 1, right? Charge 1. So when she does charge 1, it'll start, not only will it give you a quick assist, but it also, if you're in a chain attack, it'll start the actual chain attack. So now last night, again, we were going for the kill. So we're like, yo, how do we get more decibels on Arya so that we're guaranteeing ultimate every single stun rotation? We figured it out, by the way. There's like 4 different ways that you can get guaranteed ult per rotation that we figured out last night. I'm pretty sure there's more than 4. It's ridiculous the amount of optimization that we were doing. It's freaking fantastic. When she does charge BA1, you get that, right? When Suna does EX skill, boom, you get a quick assist from that. So it's like, okay, how do you do that? Well, if you hold it, right, because manual chain attack, you hold it, you'll get the quick assist. Now, when Arya does her quick assist, let me see if we get another one right here, right? She does her little dashes, right? Her little upside down spinny moves, okay? So we're gonna go again. This time, I'm gonna hold it. Actually, I'm gonna reverse this guy. We're gonna reset this guy. I'm gonna go straight for the stun combo because I don't feel like, you know, beating him up for nothing. So boom, boom. Okay, there we go. So we have quick assist again. We're gonna do this here. This should give me what I'm looking for. Okay, hold. And if I did it again, and now I have 2, right? So like in theory, you can get both of those, all those quick assists you can get onto Arya just by tap, 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 tap into whenever you want to trigger the stun. And because Nangong Yu, right, whenever she does her, what is it? The CBA 3, right? Charge attack 3, 1, 2 into 3. Every time she does this or her ultimate, she now applies that debuff to the enemy. The enemy's like, oh crap, when I get stunned, I'm gonna have 3-second stun extension on whatever I got going on. You could smash all those quick assists into that 3-second. It takes like, the faster you are doing it and the better your execution is, you could smash all of those in like 2.5, maybe the max 3 seconds. But point being is that if that's what you needed to get your points, your quick assist points, to build up to your ultimate, plus the actual chain attacks, you give them all to Arya because of the way that it works, and now you're golden. And because whenever Nangong Yu, this is why like, oh, you're missing out, right? Nah, you're not, because whenever she does, boom, that automatically triggers her blooms, her polarity disorders. Like, you're chilling. So no matter what you do, even if you came in here and you were just like, yo, I'm gonna flying peach everything in the game, right? Flying peach it up, boom, boom, a bloom. Even if you just did that because you want the 2 blooms from Nangong Yu, she'll still do the 2 blooms. If you did the charge attack, she'll still do the 2 blooms. So like, no matter what you do, she's gonna do exactly what she wants to do, which is dish out her damage. I'm gonna pop this a bloom. I'm gonna do my polarity disorder. I'm gonna stun the enemy really fast. I'm gonna give you quick assist. Like, she does everything. I am really trying to get you guys to understand, like, oh my gosh, bro, this, am I making sense? I feel like in my head I'm making sense, but sometimes I talk to y'all and they're like, yo, you're just yapping. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm really trying to make sense of this because, again, I'm trying to tell you guys why this character is so good. Like, this isn't an Astra level situation. Like when we had Astra, right? Astra was good because she allowed all of these players who were not adept at playing the game. And I want to make a clarification because now we have way more, like, you know, tools and we're just better at the game. When I say Astra is simple, I don't mean that she has no tech. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, if I wanted to play Astra, if I wanted to take a character and teach them the game and they just happen to have Astra, I don't need to teach them Astra specific tech. I need to teach them function off of the quick assist. That's it. And they can pilot whatever they want, right? Because that's the least of their concerns. When it comes to anybody else, I have to teach them, like, here's what you need to do and why. Again, Nangong Yu for a great example. So when I'm talking about these characters and I bring up Astra, when Astra came out, Astra was 1 button click, get a bunch of damage, get free quick assist, play your DPS character, don't worry about a whole different character because you no longer have to play that character because she's always on field, and then pilot and just get free scores. Boom, you're done. So it became like everyone should pull Astra because she's just generally so easy. It's like Robin from Starro, but in an active RPG, right? An action RPG, you still don't play the character. So of course, yeah, they're gonna love it. Nangong Yu is different. Not only does Nangong Yu make it easier for you, I saw someone comment, I gotta respond to that guy, but I saw someone comment and say like they still couldn't 20K. And it's like, what are you doing? And it's not even to say that like Nangong Yu just eases 20K score, right? But it's like, you have to know what you're doing to some degree to be able to crack whatever it is. That might be why I like Nangong Yu so much more too, because she's not like a free win. Like you don't just pull Nangong Yu and all of a sudden baby's first match, scratch my face across the ski board, and then I get my 20, 30, 40K, right? Like you have to know to some degree what it is that you're doing. But I think that goes into just anomaly teams overall, which is a whole different conversation that I've had plenty of times before. I'm not gonna end the video with like that actual conversation, but TLDR, if you're learning anomaly for the first time, it's a lot. There's so many resources and meter management that you have to understand in order to maximize. Like the minimum floor is, it's not a low floor, okay? Anomaly is not a low barrier to entry that some people might have made you believe. It's like a medium, okay? You got to go up to like floor 3 or 4 in order to get to that barrier of entry for anomaly, because there's a lot that you need to understand about anomaly so that you can actually get your damage and you're not wasting shit. Then you get into more advanced stuff and you end up on like floor 10, floor 12, but whatever. Anyway, I'm out of here. Okay, how I rambled for 30 minutes, I don't know. I gotta go meet Rihu at Texas Showdown because he wants to show up and not tell people shit. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Nangong Yu. Moral of the story is, if you play Anomaly, please do not let Nangong Yu slip through your fingers. If you like gotta scrounge for freaking scraps, I understand. Do that. If you just can't get her because, you know, the albeit will that the will that be just doesn't allow you to get it, I understand. Don't stress about it. You can get away with not having Nangong Yu. I know I'm making like a big deal about it, but I'm only making a big deal about it because learning her feels like revitalizing the game. I know that's crazy to say, but maybe somewhere down the road, people will understand what I'm saying when I say that. Nangong Yu really does bring a breath of fresh air into the game. Even though she's cracked out of her mind and she does way too much, I think her being in the game the way she is a very good thing for the game. Will I say it's healthy? I'm not entirely too sure about that yet. I'll come back in like a month or something and I'll figure it out, right? Because I got to go fight the new wolf boss, Sanguini Sweeper, I think is his name, but whatever. I got to go fight the new boss and learn about that and probably make a boss guy. Let me know if you want that. I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Smell you later.